Hey guys, I'm Pixel Dan, and this is a review of the S.L.U.G zombies from Jakks Pacific. Now this is a cool little gem that I had no idea was even coming out. These figures have been hitting Toys R Us stores lately, and they're not exactly the easiest things to find because apparently they're not hitting every store. Personally, I was not actually able to find these at my local Toys R Us. So I actually had to enlist the help of my friend Sean, aka Wheelor, on the He-Man.org forums to help me secure some of these awesome figures. So there's a special shout out and thank you to Sean for hooking me up. Now you can see that the S.L.U.G zombies come in a really cool coffin style packaging. Now I do believe they come in different packaging variants. This here is actually the 12 pack. The box is really cool, and you can see that S.L.U.G actually is an acronym that stands for Scary Little Ugly Guys. Now, here's one thing I want to get said right up front. This totally reminds me of two different lines that are available right now from my friends at October Toys. First of all, October Toys has their own miniature zombie line called Zombies. And while the styles are a little bit different, they are still mini zombie action figures that are very cool. Now the other thing these remind me of are the recent OMFG figures from October Toys, which is another acronym just like S.L.U.G zombies, although those stand for Outlandish Minifigure Guys. Even the styles of these are very similar to the S.L.U.G zombies, so it's a little interesting, and it kind of makes you wonder if Jakks Pacific kind of saw some of these popular things online and decided to give it a go for themselves. The back of the box shows off all of the different characters that are going to be inside the box, and you can see that Series 1 does include 12 figures, which means if you buy the 12 pack, you get all of Series 1. Opening up the box, there is a tray that contains all of the figures. Some of the figures are actually in the tray securely, but it looks like the other ones are just kind of sitting on top. So it's an interesting packaging choice, but whatever. Each of the figures stand about in the 2-inch scale, and they're just a solid colored bright green. These are very similar to stuff, like I said, the OMFG figures, but also harken back to a lot of those cool vintage lines like Muscle Men. If you're a fan of any of those things in the past, and you like zombies, there is no doubt in my mind that you'll get a kick out of these guys here. Now there is a cool little guide inside that gives you a short bio and lists the names of all the different characters within the box. And each of the figures are actually very nicely done. The plastic used on them is a very solid plastic, there's very limited pliability, they all seem to stand up on their own just fine, and the sculpts on these little guys, even though it's just solid colored plastic, the sculpts are very, very well done. There's a lot of cool little details, and some of the really funny intricacies on these things are just fantastic. So let's go down the list and take a look at all the different figures that are included in this line. We've got King Guts, which is our mummy version. We've got Captain Scurvy Jack, the pirate zombie. There's Inspector Bones, which is no doubt a Sherlock Holmes type zombie. We've got Grave Lincoln, the Abraham Lincoln zombie. Neil Armgone, which is our astronaut zombie. This one's really cool looking too. I love how the helmet's just broken open like that. The Corroding Kid, which is our karate zombie. Riga Mortis Lourdes is our cheerleader zombie, and she is awesome. I love how she's holding two severed heads in each of her hands for pom-poms. Gunslingin' Grim is our cowboy zombie. John Be Gone is actually one of my favorites in this whole set, because he's a zombie just bursting out of a wooden casket. I love this design. Brain-Eaten Brandon is a pizza delivery man with a brain in the pizza box. Decaying Dom is our zombie coming out of a vat of toxic waste, which is also a really cool design. And finally we have Erik the Dead, our Viking zombie. So you can see these are just really fun designs. They cover all kinds of different categories and stereotypes and stuff like that. Pirates, mummies, inspectors, presidents, cheerleaders, they're all there. And they are really fun designs. I think the sculpts on these are really cool, and like I said, all the tiny little details are really nicely done. These are actually a lot of fun, and if you're a fan of these minifigures, or some of the cool stuff from the past, like the Muscle Men, or if you like the current OMFG stuff, I really think you will enjoy these Slug Zombies. Like I said, they're starting to hit Toys R Us stores, but like I said, they seem to be a little limited in their release. I'm not sure why they're not hitting all Toys R Us stores, but they are definitely getting out there. And here's hoping that they get popular enough that they get a much more mass release, and that we see more series of these, because I would definitely be interested in a second wave. Until next time,